If you plan it just right, you don't have to wait outside. Turn a corner and the sign catches your eye like a hitchhiker's desperate thumb. But there's no desperation here. Feet guide you towards the oasis. Muscle memory takes over, and then you're safely shrouded under the plastic heat cover. It burns your skin just right. Glance at fluorescent bulbs above, and briefly you're blinded and simultaneously filled with warmth beginning in your belly and shooting out the ends of your hair. Hold it for a moment, then push in dusty, wooden, green doors, weighted with whispers. The cold will catch you off guard, zapping your palms like frozen electricity, but do not pause. I've never been much for acting quietly. Being an introvert or anyone who took time to think things over was not really an option in my family. The Zeus and Hera who ruled my household were not familiar with the concept of subtle. My role models were heroes and goddesses, rulers and leaders. They didn't waste time intellectualizing, they just did. They were reading from a script and wildly overpaid and had a director yelling at them to cut, but goddesses and leaders nonetheless. In the front room, you'll remove your coat and shake off a dusting of unanticipated snow. You're walking on holy ground, and this weather, it didn't pay for admission. The fortune teller-looking contraption in the foyer is unoccupied, but make a wish anyway, and then push through another set of memory-laden doors. Wall-to-wall mosaic tile faces a dimly lit chandelier reminiscent of some kind of French opera. The ceiling is impossibly high. Crinkle your toes into one of the haphazardly scattered scarlet carpets. Silly, I know, since you can't actually feel the softness outside your shoes, but your whole body sinks an inch as you exhale. You're home now. When I start down the path of overthinking, I get tripped up thinking about the significance of movies. How in a household that seemed to never sleep, breathe, or shut up did movies become our communion? We worshipped at the altar of Steven Spielberg and sang the hymns of John Hughes. Movies were celebration. Movies were despair. Movies were a brief divergence from reality. Blink twice, then 3 times. Give your eyes some time to readjust to the orange glow. It hums like a sweet siren. It only takes a moment, but allow the haze to wrap around you like a baby swaddle until you're one and the same. Catch your breath. Inhale first the gritty smell. It's old, but a kind sort of old, like the wrinkles on a grandmother's face. One scent you can place, however, is the uncontrollable, indistinguishable scent of newly popped popcorn. Feel it wiggle into your pores and burrow into your face, like robins heralding the commencement of spring. This confirms you're where you belong. You're home for the holiday. On the walls, there are thick, opaque curtains pretending to conceal surprises. But in this safe haven, there are no surprises. Like your favorite novel or that dancerific track from junior high, it is suspended in time. Nothing changes. Time didn't pay for admission either. It's not that reality wasn't great. If not great, it was at least entertaining. Not Jack about to hack Wendy into pieces entertaining, but entertaining. It's always cool in here. The air conditioning maintains a steady rumbling through both July and December. There's something to be said for consistency. Nothing ever changes. Walking forward through familiar scents, past familiar portraits, and then out of the glow of a familiar light fixture into an abrupt darkness, perhaps the darkest room you've ever been in, save for the ceiling. Another impossibly tall ceiling. The dust smell hits you again, tinged with an anticipation you can taste on your tongue. There's a scent of sadness, too, a heavy afghan of grief upholding the gravity of this room. I'm not saying I'm one of those cliche kinds of girls who would sit in movie houses sipping Cokes and dreaming of some alternative lifestyle. First of all, I don't like Coke, and second, I've seen life from 2 sides, and neither of which look like any film I've ever seen. Exhibit A, growing up in a trailer park isn't as traumatic as some might make it out to be. And Exhibit B, getting the Cinderella tale isn't all daisies and pastel pinks. So glide through the sanctuary despite the stickiness of the floor, a floor that hasn't been properly cleaned in your lifetime, and you know your mother would have a coup if she caught a glimpse of what it looks like. Find your seat in the center. Adjust tail and hip bones into a seat that's been there forever. Let your muscles go heavy. You're home for the holiday. There's an excited peace reverberating through this room, this magical, magical room, infecting you from every angle. The sly drone of the organ slithers, the low hum of a hidden projector whispers, the ever-present dust awakens your body, and as the crimson curtain begins to rise, every hair on your arms shoots up. You're home. You're safe. You're ready. Really, don't get me wrong, even in high school, it wasn't that bad. I graduated top of my class, and hell, I was even prom queen. You forfeit the right to childhood analysis when you accept the crown. But despite that part of my existence actually being daisies and pastel pinks, I caught on pretty early that where I actually belong isn't up on a stage smiling with other nerds who spent lunches poring over Metamorphosis and evenings comparing notes on enzyme replication. It wasn't backstage getting way too comfortable making quick costume changes between scenes, and it wasn't even slide tackling some girl from Wycliffe out on a field slick with sweat. Nothing felt quite as comfortable. But here, you planned it just right.